My question is, how long is a female supposed to ride for a dude? For me, I see like a lot of females go through a lot of stuff for a guy, and I'm like, is it worth it? Is like going through the unnecessary bullshit like really, really, really that worth it? Because for me, being 25, I just want to be in a nice, simple, healthy relationship. And I don't want to have to go through a guy doing me wrong, dogging me out, treating me like shit for him to realize that I am a good woman, because I know that I am a good woman. And for example, like, if you've been following me for a long ass time, you know that one time I had got stood up. Well, I think, well, yeah. Like maybe twice I got stood up, but I had made a video called I Got Stood Up. And I just really, really was so attracted to this boy. He was like, everything, outer appearance, out of appearance, like how he looked, what I was attracted to. He was dressed, light skinned, tall, that is my weakness. So okay, so yeah, he stood me up. But for me, he didn't like kill me. So, of course, like when the opportunity did arise back in November, I did decide to give him another chance. Um anyway, so I was like, okay, well, let's see how this goes. It was November. I was single, I was happy, and I ran into him, and it was just like we kind of just picked up where we left off. We started off with a date, the date that never had happened a couple of years ago. And he took me out and he drove, and it was like wonderful. I was just, I don't want to say infatuated, but quickly I already knew that I cared for him a lot. Like I already knew that I would do anything for him. So we are together every other day, every other night, and the relationship like progressed like really, really fast because we already knew each other, and it was just like, okay, this is our time. And he expressed to me like, we're just going to see how it goes, see where it goes, and see what happens. So in the time we were dating and I was happy, I was ready to give up the club. I was ready to give up like everything just to be 100% committed to this man. And one day he was going out of town, and I took him to the airport, and at the airport he told me he loved me. So I am just happy. Like I didn't tell him I loved him back because I knew, but I just didn't think that we were ready to start the I love you phase or whatever. So I was just like, kind of shocked, and we just kissed, and he went away for a week, and we talked every single day while he was gone. And so when he came back, I was like, well, this will be a great time for you to meet my mom, because she knew like I cared about him. She knew that I was always with him. And so he met my mom like the day he came from the airport. He came over, we had a dinner, and my mom talked to him, and he was just like, just wisping my mother underneath her feet. Like he was just like everything. And my mom was like, oh, I really like him. This guy was just a charmer from the gods. Like he was just everything. So plus that, and like us doing grown stuff like having sex, everything was great. And it was like finally I had someone I connected with, I would do anything for. We did everything together. And we just decided to plan a trip. Like we've been wanting to go to Tampa, so nothing like super serious or super far. It was like an hour and a half away. So we got the hotel and we drove to Tampa, and everything was fine. I mean, I won money when I was in Tampa. I was just like super happy. And then that night, I guess we spent the weekend there. So we came back Sunday. So Sunday, got out the car, we hugged, we kissed. He told me he appreciated me a lot. And that was like the last time I heard from him. The guy did not die. Like he literally just stopped talking to me. So a couple of days went by. My mom was like, where is so and so? And I was like, I do not have a clue. And she told me like not to go to Tampa with him. I was like, why? Me, like I'm grown. Like I was just like, nothing is going to happen. We went to Tampa, nothing is going to happen. We're going to Tampa, nothing's going to happen. And she was telling me like, don't go to Tampa with him. And so I don't really know what happened because we didn't get into an argument when we were there or anything like that. But it was just like I never heard from him again. And so I text him and he's like, "Oh, I'm going through some stuff." So I'm like, "Well, that's what I'm here for. Like, we've gone through stuff together and we've, supported each other." But girl, that was not enough for him. So I am downtown with my friends because I just wanted to get out the house. And here this nigga go hopping and skipping downtown. He wasn't at the club or whatever, but I saw him outside. So I go up to him and I'm just like, "What is up with you?" It was like everything was silent. I was like, "What the heck is up with you? Like, we've been together and you just gonna up and stop talking to me?" His excuse is, mind you, this man is 28 years old. His excuse is, "Oh, things were just moving too fast." If things were moving too fast, why did you tell me you loved me? Why did you decide, it was okay to meet my mom? Like, why were you with me every single day, every other day? It's just like so many questions like came to my head and he just did not even know what to say. So I'm like, this whole time, like, you've been using me for like sex and food and like what? Like, who does that at this age? Like, I honestly did not think like guys were this stupid and still did like stupid stuff to just use people. So I was like, he was just like, things were just moving too fast and I just didn't know how to tell you. And I'm like, bro, you are like 28 years old. You do not know how to use your words, express your words, saying like you are not ready to be in a relationship. If you wasn't ready, then don't put yourself in that situation. And it's just like another thing, like, be careful. Like, you really don't honestly know like who you with at the end of the day. Like, you don't know, somebody is just night and day and could just seriously play you. So me, I leave and I couldn't even walk to the car. Like, that's how devastated I am. My mom had just bought me a taser and everything, and I just really wanted to tase Buddy. It was so bad. And I get to the car and I am crying and crying and crying, and I'm just like, I can't see how somebody can just get back with somebody like that. And I'm like, why do females let these dudes like play them and then like want to get back? I understand, like, I did care for him, and like I said, I would have did anything for him. So the opportunity, I guess, did arise for us to get back together. Like a couple of weeks ago, he's like texting me talking about some good morning, and I'm like, bro, like, what are you doing? Like, you're not about to be sitting here talking about some good morning. You the reason why I be having bad mornings. Like, that's what I was just like, I was over it. But we did see each other, and how can I say this? There's such thing as like goodbye sex, because that's what I feel like happened. Like, after that, I just blocked his number. I never wanted to see him again, never wanted to talk to him again. And I told him, I was just like, at this age in my life, like, God puts you through certain things. And I know it's kind of weird for me to be talking about God, but like, it's who I love, and I know I make mistakes as a woman, and living in this world, you just have to go through things and see what you're going to tolerate and what you're not going to tolerate. And that is just something that I'm not going to tolerate. I'm not going to tolerate someone using me for sex. Like, that junk is so stupid, and like, it's just like, what's the point? So I told him, I was just like, at this point in my life, like, I already see the kind of man that you are, and you are not the kind of man that I want to be with. And I want somebody that's going to appreciate me for who I am, because I know I'm a good woman. This dude couldn't even say nothing. Like, I just literally wanted to take my car and just run this man over. But the moral of the story is, I mean, second chances, you can do it. Like, you can have a second chance, give someone a second chance, because everyone does deserve a second chance. So but if someone fucks up twice and you decide to get back with the person, then it is honestly like your fault. Like, I can't stand seeing a female, they're together, they're breaking up every other month, and they're having children by this person, and they know this person isn't, good. And it's just like, why us as women like allow these men to take over our mind, take over our bodies, take over like everything. Because it's like you give the man everything, and then it's like, what are you left with? Like, what are you left with to give the person that you're supposed to marry, the person that you're supposed to be with, when you just sat there and you did everything? And then it's just like, now when the right person comes into your life, it's like you have no more energy, and he has to, you know, heal the broken pieces. And a lot of people don't want to, a lot of guys don't even want to put in that effort dealing with a woman that's damaged and been through everything. But I mean, I guess that's what you call life, and no one said it's going to be perfect, but you need to have the mentality where you can just get back up and do what you need to do as a woman to make sure that your shit is paid for, your bills are paid for, your car is paid for, you got your job, you got your education. Because these dudes will suck everything out of you. But I don't want to sound like I'm bitter or nothing like that. I'm happy, like I'm in a good place right now. But like, this is the kind of videos that I'm going to start putting up, just like random stories, stuff that happened to me, stuff that are good, stuff that are bad, like relationship. I'm not doing videos about like weight loss and fashion and hair anymore, even though my hair is bomb right now. But yeah, so I hope you guys, like, you know, are ready for me to come back on YouTube, because I honestly do miss YouTube, and I do just miss like venting in front of a camera, talking, and just getting advice from everyone. And I just started doing online dating, so I'm going to talk about my experience with online dating. Is going to be pretty interesting. So let me upload this video, and I'll start talking about my next video about online dating.